Hey, welcome back to the channel, fellow journeymen and apprentices. Today, my goal is to make you a believer in a pork chop over a steak. We'll see you at the pit. Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Hey, so like I said before, today, my goal is to make you a believer in this cut of meat. For those of you that love to eat beef and ribeyes and all that good stuff with the beef steaks, I think that you can find a lot of satisfaction in this cut right here. So let's go ahead and get this started. What we have here is a twin bone pork loin pork chop. And this is a Berkshire breed of pig. And you can see here, what's gonna make this pork chop so tasty are these nice fat caps here. And this intermuscular fat that runs all the way through this, the nice marbling. And this is approximately about 2 inches thick. And so it's a pretty large size pork chop, and this is 2 bones. Some people call these a tomahawk pork chop steak. But it's really just a pork chop. So let's go ahead and get a little binder on this. And today we're gonna use something simple here. We're gonna go with some mustard. And we're not going to go too crazy on it, just a nice little coating. And we're only doing this to make sure that we don't, our seasoning doesn't fall off, basically. A little more here. You will not taste this mustard in the least bit. Throw a little bit of our Lily's Q rub. This is a salt, pepper, and garlic rub. Our friends over at Lily's, Made in USA, sent us these. Approximately a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago, we did a video on a tomahawk ribeye. And what I'm trying to do is a couple things with this cook. I want to kind of open everyone's eyes up to the fact that you can have a great tasting pork chop that some people might prefer over an expensive cut of tomahawk ribeye. So for instance, our tomahawk ribeye was monstrous. That thing was like 4.5 inches thick, approximately, and it was just, everything was large about it. So obviously it was expensive. It was a $80 cut of meat. This right here is just over 2 pounds, and it was only $10 though. So in my opinion, that's a big, nice bargain. And I believe that I'm going to find almost as much satisfaction, if not the same amount of satisfaction, eating this as we did the tomahawk ribeye. So now we have our salt, pepper, garlic on there. We're going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit more fresh cracked pepper here. We're going to flip it. Today we will be reverse searing this. With a large cut, thick cut of meat like this, we're going to want to make sure we bring those internal temperatures up evenly. If you don't have a meat thermometer, you're definitely going to want to get one of these. It makes everything turn out to perfection when you're doing large cuts, and when you're doing reverse searing like this, you're definitely going to want it. Let's go ahead and put this right here in the middle. And you can see the line right there. We're going to push it right to that line. And bingo. There we are. Super easy. So we have our smoker preheating. We're going to go out, get this on the smoker. We'll see you guys at the pit. All right, guys, so here we are. We have our pork chop, and we're going to take this to an internal temperature of 135. Our desired temperature to actually eat this is going to be 145. And don't forget that number, because that's where a lot of people mess up when they're doing their pork chops. And then they're dry and they don't like them, and they get a bad rap for pork chops aren't that good. As long as you follow these key steps, I promise you these are going to be tasty. So here we go. We're going to put this over here out of the heat. Our heat firebox is essentially right down here underneath this side of the deflector. So we kind of want it away from there. And so that's why we put it on this end of the firebox, or on the fire pit. All right, guys, so check it out. We have pulled our pork chop here. And we pulled it at 135, and it has currently climbed up about 2 degrees. We did 275 degrees for 1 hour on the pit. and we were able to take this up from refrigerator temperature to our desired temperature to now our searing temp. So we are trying to gain about 10 degrees on this. You can use butter on this, you can use pork tallow. We are using wagyu beef tallow. And here we go. We are going to go ahead and what we're trying to do is build a good crust on this and hit that 145 degree temp mark. We will probably pull this about 2 degrees shy of 145. So when we hit that 143 range, we're gonna pull this because it will continue to cook. The question is, will this be better than the tomahawk ribeye that we did? Now, I'm not gonna lie, that thing was just lights out, phenomenal. Loved it. But, you know, it's an $80 cut of meat. I mean, come on, who's doing that every day, right? Or every week at that. This, however, $10 piece of meat, and I'm a believer. I'm a believer that a good pork chop can change you. Now remember, we took this right off the smoker, and we did not let it rest but about maybe 5 minutes. And that was just to get our tallow preheated. Just so you guys get an idea what we're working with temperature wise here. Right at that almost 140 range there, right in the middle. So good news about that is we can continue to let this crust build. We have to gain another 3 degrees, which is perfect. So I'm getting excited for this one. All right, guys, so we're back. We ended up getting a good sear on this. We climbed up our temperature. We pulled it at 143, but as you can see, we climbed about 4 to 5 degrees here. Not the end of the world. It's still gonna be nice and juicy. You just don't want to get above that 150 range, basically. So, all right, let's go ahead and cut this off the bone here. Talk about this real quick. This is basically a ribeye, but it's on the pig. So here's the center cut right here, and then here's the rib cap. So it's not a beef ribeye, but it's a pork ribeye, basically. Loin muscles right here. Let's go ahead and cut directly across this loin. Check out our doneness on that. Nice, very nice. You see the juice in there. See our nice marbled cap right there. That's where all the flavor is. Let's go ahead and try a couple pieces here. My wife's thinking, hurry up, I'm hungry. Let's go ahead and then separate. Why not do this? We're gonna come off the end here. This cap wraps all the way down the tail piece of this bone. This is my favorite part. You guys remember in the beginning of the video, we had that nice fat cap you could see on the outside, and right there it is. So we're gonna go in and give this a shot. My favorite part of the whole pork chop right here. Here we go. Wow. Wow. That is bursting with flavor. The salt, pepper, garlic, and the smoke flavor off the pellet grill just really set this thing over the top. I think the sear also just adds just a nice touch to this. Wow, this is very delicious. Now I'm willing to bet, so hear me out here. I'm willing to bet that if I were to give you a piece of this and have a tomahawk ribeye or any type of ribeye steak, and I was to serve you slice for slice, you probably have a hard time, you know, picking your favorite. This is really, really good. I just can't believe how well this turned out. And I encourage every one of you guys to go out there, get you a pork chop, get you a nice thick one. You know, this is 2 inches. This thing's, shoot, it's every bit of 2 inches thick, maybe 2 1/4 inches thick. They're very forgiving. I would recommend you do the reverse sear. If you don't have a pellet smoker or any type of smoker, you can do this in your oven, you can do it on your grill. It's just important to temperature probe your meat so that you know you're at your ideal target temperature. I want to say thank you for watching this, and also hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, along with YouTube, of course. Until next time, guys, we'll see you at the pit.